won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. Oh, going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. And now you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. Oh, going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, 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 oblivion. I'm going in. Far away, they came to us with knowledge.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to week one of CEA Summer League. I hope you are ready for some fun for charity action as we're going to be going up and watching Arbor eSports taking on Sentinel. But first off, I'd like to go ahead and give a big shout out for the people that are able to make this happen. And that right there is Corsair, our great partners over at Corsair. They have helped us out so many ways with our prize pool, beefing up giveaways and stuff like that. So if you need any high-powered and really high-quality peripheral gear, you can go ahead and go over to Corsair.com and find it all over there. As well as What's New.gg has helped us launch our own merch line. So if you want to go ahead and support CEA on the body, get some nice joggers or maybe even a dad hat or two, or maybe even a wall scroll, you can go ahead and go over to what's new.gg and find the CEA tab. And as well as if you need a little extra pep in your step, a little bit of a caffeine craze, you can go over to Rogue Energy and get some of their wonderful energy supplement. And if you use code CEA at checkout, you'll be able to get 10% off. So I'm Seed Apps, and today I am joined with a man who usually is behind the camera, but he's going to be out in the spotlight, and that is Carpe.
Yes, I'm still behind the camera. I'm doing both jobs. I'm actually doing 3 jobs tonight, so trial by fire. Not the first time I've cast, not the first time I've cast, observed, and produced, but it doesn't happen often. This is probably, I think, the second time I've done it. Super excited. Roast me all you want. I don't care. This is for charity, so I will take it. Yeah, and I'm excited. We're waiting on one more player to get into the lobby, but while we were waiting on that, let's go ahead and look at the map pool. We'll get to the rosters when we get all 10 in. We're going to Clubhouse first, and Arbor eSports is going to be starting on attack. I believe... I don't know who picked what. We didn't have the full map pin. We just had the map results. But Arbor eSports will be starting on attack. And then we were going to Cafe, where Sentinels will be starting on attack. So we're going to get flipped halves. And I guess we should explain how it works out. So we're using a best of 2 system. If you're here for previous season, you know all about it. So there'll be 2 12-round matches, only 12 rounds. So there can be a draw as we can end up partial wins, partial losses, full draws, etc. Yeah. Anything else? Am I missing? It's a round
Yeah, you
robin?
went ahead and touched on.
Is it round
Yep,
robin?
round robin.
It's round robin. So there's.
It's round robin.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's fixed divisions.
Yep, so there are, I believe, 8 divisions, and they are separated primarily by region. So we have
There were 12.
people on the West Coast playing against West Coast, so ping is not an issue, as well as people in Central or on East Coast. That's how the divisions were split up. And at the end of the day, it is a charity tournament,
Yes.
which you went ahead and touched up on. I believe the prize pool, quote unquote prize pool, is $650 or $700
Yes.
donated to COVID-19 relief in
Yep.
the name of whatever team wins, as well as they will all get a set of a snazzy What's New.gg CEA branded gear.
Ooh.
I think it's a dad hat and jogger pair. So you can really rep that merch. I know I have my own pair of joggers. They're insanely comfortable. So
Yes.
my team Dumpster Fire, all A daps, B daps, C daps, D daps, and E daps. We're gunning for that prize.
How'd you guys? I know
So,
you said you played last night. Did you guys win?
BKFL, not to be confused with Burger King Foot Lettuce. There's no affiliation between that acronym and that phrase. They did get the better of us. It was a very close game, 6-6, 7-5. So it was a partial loss. It was the first time we played together, so
Okay.
not the end of the world.
All right.
But hopefully we're going to be getting a close game like that between Sentinel and Arbor eSports. I personally have not gotten to cast or view any of these players,
I have
as
not
with
either.
Summer League, it's just a giant conglomeration. All of the
Yes.
barriers between, hey, you guys have to go to the same university. It's those barriers are all lifted. If you
Yes.
go to Georgia and you want to play with somebody that goes to Wisconsin Whitewater, you can do it. Who cares? It's fun. It's all for fun. It's all in the great name of the game. And it's all to bring our community closer together and really fight for what matters. And that's those afflicted by COVID-19 in this current crisis that we are kind of enduring from. That's unprecedented.
Yes, and we're still waiting on one. We'll keep you updated as that person joins. My brain just went blank. I had a complete train of thought and I lost it all. Oh yes, I remembered what it was. So yeah, we Arbor eSports, as you might have suspected, is in fact a collegiate team, and so their college's team. Sentinels is a mixed team. So I think initially it's kind of expected that Arbor eSports may come out of the gate swinging. We may see some adaptation. Maybe Sentinels will just do some crazy stuff and it'll throw Arbor eSports off, and next thing we know, Sentinels taking a lead. And one more thing, we did get the 10th player in, so we'll go over rosters in just a second. One more thing to add is that you can be playing with people who are just now going into college. They got accepted, they're confirmed, and people who just graduated. So you'll see a wide variety of people, and you may see some people that you recognize that you're like, oh, didn't that person graduate? Yes, they can still play in the summer league. So let's
Yeah, we wanted to. Oh, yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say let's just go ahead and run down rosters, but if you want to go ahead and
Yeah, I was just gonna say we wanted to open up to as many people as possible and get as many people in here as possible. So that's gonna make the most high quality league, the most competitive, and the most fun for everyone. But like you said, right there, we can go ahead and get into the rosters right here. And Arbor Esports is comprised of Montaigne, Fairfee, Rip02, Heathens, and Me Love Pie.
And over on Sentinel, we have Yodu Devo, Ionic, Azazel, Mamoritz, and H2O Insomnia. We'll get started here in about 10 seconds. So
Yep, and we will be getting right into the action on Clubhouse. Once again, Arbor Esports will be starting on the attack. And if we want to go and talk about Clubhouse just a little bit, it is one of the very traditional defender-sided maps on Rainbow Six Siege. The bomb sites that you have access to are typically very strong, and it is a very structured map, especially as the meta has evolved within this game, sort of like that 20-second meta. There is a whole lot of utility and a lot of things that the attackers need to accomplish in order to be successful in their attacks, and it is quite difficult to do in that favor. So at the end of the half, typically you would expect maybe a 4-2 split on the defender side. So I would not be surprised to see Sentinels start off to a quick little lead. And adding to that defender-sided facet, as Sentinel bans off the Thatcher, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get any breaching going on, as well as get rid of all those pesky electronical gadgets that the defenders are going to employ for their favor.
yeah, and it's no stranger. We could see a Maverick, we could see Nomad, we could see a Thermite, Habana, seeing Montaigne, which is weird coming from the team with the guy whose literal name is Montaigne. But so it's still gonna play in favor. It's still, I think, initially defender sided, but Cafe has been in the pool so long, this iteration of it specifically too, but in general, that we could still very well see an attacker sided Clubhouse. It's just unlikely given the nature of the map, given the nature of Rainbow Six as a game. And I think part of that is going to be the defender bans. Kaid taken off the map as the defenders first, I think is going to help with that. But with Bandit still in play, Bandit tricking is still a thing. Oh, very quick ban coming out of Sentinels. We'll see what they decide to take off the board. Is Mira, pretty standard.
Yeah. Typically when I see the Kaid ban, it has to go alongside. If Thatcher's banned, Kaid has to be banned, or else it becomes impossible to attack some sites, such as, especially for Clubhouse, it makes it so incredibly difficult to attack basement with a Kaid up in really no way besides a Maverick to get rid of those hatches. And in a lot of places, in a lot of maps here, vertical control does reign supreme, especially on that basement bomb site. Getting those hatches open is one of those crucial steps you need to gain your map control and continue pushing on into sight. But speaking of that, we will be going all the way upstairs to the CCTV cache room, which is traditionally the primary site that most teams love to defend. And seeing operators such as Capital IQ, Maverick, Hibana, and Thermite, those are all three hard breachers, as well as IQ being the way to possibly get rid of those pesky bandit batteries and anything down below. And a Capital here for a quick execute could be a good team composition to take down this attack. However, if Sentinel is gonna have to say anything about it, they've got things. They've got a whole lot of gadgets. They've got Lamort on that Valkyrie, gonna be throwing out all of those black eye cams to just continuously pump intel to the team and allow for any adjustments onto where any rotations have to be, as well as the Rook and the Legion. Both are quite powerful fragging operators with good guns, as well as also the Jaeger and Bandit in their own rights, being able to rack up kills in that instance as well. But having those extra impact grenades in the pockets of Insomnia and Ionic is going to allow our Sentinel to really open up the site to exactly how they want it and how they will feel comfortable in their rotations, opening up their lines of sights in order to try to stop Arbor's inevitable push.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna see a lot of play from below. We're gonna see a lot of garage presence and pressure from the attackers. Use of, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw either Habana or Thermite. Probably the Habana, given the nature of its intricability and oh, never mind, we're seeing that Thermite. He's just kind of go ahead, he's kind of open up.
Attackers have located
It's
a bomb.
typical we see that specific side because you can see help from the window and kind of a safe angle, but we should see, where's the IQ? IQ's over here. We should see the IQ or Capital, I'm sorry, IQ or Habana working changes pressure off from below. We're seeing some frags. So they're going more oh, and Azazel can take out immediately from 0-2. Good frag grenade. It looks like they're going with the strip method, even though they've just confirmed they've taken the batteries off.
Oh, she's gonna get fired out. Oh, the fire barely misses, however.
Yeah.
That is a very good counter into any bandit tricking you could have had. It's very difficult to place down any of those electric batteries while you're standing in some fire and getting roasted and toasted. And now Azazel has been picked back up. He's going to be on about 20 HP, and that's the only damage that has been done this round. And it was at the hand of utility, showing that Arbor eSports is willing to use the entire kit and correctly push in a more calculated way. We're going to see Heathens go ahead and open up the garage door, and he's going to be trying to push out the Rook that's playing over towards the 90 Raptors. And Insomnia has been downed right here and will be picked up by Heathens. I believe 0-2 was the one to get the first downed area, and the IQ finished it off quite quickly. And it's now a little bit of a sided affair against Sentinel. They're going to have to pull this back. However, site control hasn't quite been relinquished, and about 2/3 of the round has been gone, as the Maverick's going to be taking an engagement and will fall at, that's the Legion, will fall at the hands of 0-2, showing that he's a very strong player. However, he's taken about 90% of his damage. He's about one shot. You could sneeze on him from just about any gun in this game. But as Malupai sprints on into sight, he's going to be trying to get this diffuser down and putting the pressure onto Sentinel here, as the backside's getting blown open at the hands of the Habana. Morton is holding bottom red and will start ripping down some shots and down the Maverick finally, but Fairfield's going to get a headshot onto his Diesel as Malupai picks up Mamort here. Devo's going to pick up Fairfield on the backside. However, he's going to be instantly refragged out at the hands of Montaigne, and Arbor eSports' absolute blitzkrieg of an attack does prove evident and too powerful for the Sentinel defenders to handle on this first round.
Yeah, and even though we saw a pick go in the way of the attackers, we never saw them quite take control of underneath. There was a little bit of like presence towards the garage, lower garage. It was kind of pushing it across. So this Valk was never able to get below. She was the only one with a C4. Bandit actually had brought in Barb that round. So she was the only one with the C4, but she wasn't able to get in underneath to use that to sort of deny the plant. So as soon as the plant went down and he didn't get killed crossing, it was basically a free plant.
Yeah, and when you have a team that gets a team ace right there, everybody picking up a kill and showing their weight, that's a hard thing for any defenders to hold on to, and that's why they're going to go ahead and make a switch up and go downstairs to Basement Church in Arsenal. Still a very strong site on Clubhouse, one of those power 2 sites that everybody loves to defend. Typically, those are the sites that you really want to win, and if you are going to lose a site, Gym Bedroom isn't the end of the world if you aren't able to successfully hold on there. But we're going to see probably a traditional, pretty heavy turtle site besides Ionic sprinting upstairs on the Vigil, trying to cause as much mayhem as possible and continually wasting and dwindling away the time of these Arbor eSports attackers. If anything of the first round is to be evident here, it does seem as if Arbor is very structured in their attacks. They know how to play with each other because they are a traditional collegiate team. They play together, so they know how to play together, if that's sort of a easy thing to understand.
They're familiar. They've already built a lot of synergy. Having played a season together, they understand what they need to do on a fundamental level. Saying, okay, we need to possibly take A, B, or C, or at least each player knows, all right, this is how I'm going to do this is how we're going to get into the site. And Clubhouse being one of the ones that we saw from the carryover from the previous season, we saw Buda leave and Oregon come in. So we're not seeing Oregon tonight. So we're not going to see any sort of new ideas. Where possibly the unstructured team, as we're going to call Sentinel, because we don't know. Maybe they play together, but it seems unlikely given the combination of different schools. I think they probably would have been. I would have given them more to a closer favor if we had gotten on one of those maps, but on a map like Clubhouse, it's pretty known. It's possible Sentinels are going to fall back onto a bomb has been located. Rank maps, but I mean, they're kind of playing it already. But it's, I think, what we've seen so far. Really good C4 coming out of Duvo. But
that's a Maverick. That's a huge pick.
Oh, okay. That was just bad timing. I thought he got another one. But I think on a map that is kind of solved or one that you've been playing for a while, you're gonna be, the team that's had that time together is gonna be favored in the end.
Yeah, synergy and teamwork is the name of the game in Rainbow Six Siege, and that's why it is 5 people on a roster and everybody does have their impact. However, Heathen's going to get a kill onto Zazel, but he's going to be instantly refragged out at the hands of Mamort. However, another trade is going to come out as Fairfeet takes out Insomnia and also manages to take out the second roamer in the form of the Vigil. Fairfeet has a double kill for the round, and it's a 2v2 with about a minute left. We Love Pie has opened up dirt and has his backup plan there. He might be able to catch this Devo out here on his drone, trying to continuously ping out and give out the information of the Habana that is upstairs, trying to open up kitchen hatch. He's going to make his way down towards main stairs. However, the pinch on from dirt might be evident as this hatch could now be dropped if the pulse is to fall, as Mamort is not in refragging distance all the way over there in Moto, or actually Church, pardon me. The drone work is going to come out from the rest of the team as the pulse's location is fully done. He's going to continue bumping out on his scanner, trying to find out exactly where he is, but that barbed wire is going to trip off and send out the location of Me Love Pie pushing in from dirt. A ping's going to go out and an attempted floor bang out from Fairview is not going to connect this time, but it's going to make Devo continuously feel the pressure. But his headshot will reign supreme as Devo takes out Me Love Pie, leaving it all up to Fairfeet in a 2v1 instance. He only has about 10 seconds left and no diffuser in hand, so he has to get his frags as the rest of these players are just continue to swing him. There's a fight here, and more bullets are flying everywhere. Fairfield's down left on 1 HP, and he might just continue to try to push. He's going to opt to save his KD, and Sentinel's going to tie up the score at 1-1.
Yeah, and it seemed like the Habana was trying to get some kind of map advantage from above, map presence, to sort of open up a gap so that the Thermite can come in, except it seemed like they got low on time and they kind of scrambled at the end, so it was like Habana's like, all right, I just need to go down main stairs, and the Thermite's like, oh, I just need to enter, and they didn't really like wait for each other. And the Thermite being where he only has one way to enter. He can only go through dirt, so it's not like he was very easily able to like come back out and then both push down main stairs together. It wasn't really an option given the time that was left. We're gonna see them opt to go to Gym Bedroom too, over instead of going back to CC Cash too.
Yeah, so I've been made aware that you're a little bit quiet, so if you want to bump up your gain just a little bit, I can just take over for that, and we'll get that fixed in about 3 minutes off of the time of when I talk in chat. So everything, as we talked about, Carpe's running absolutely everything, so it might be a little bit scuffed, but what's CEA Summer League without a little bit of scuffage? That's what makes it fun.
Yeah,
that's what we love to see.
So people wouldn't hear me clicking. I was like, keyboard, gotta click.
Yeah, I think we'll all be fine. But we're going to see Wamai being brought for the first time. He's still one of those new operators that is trying to find his footing in the meta, and I think he has almost found his niche role, as we've seen from Pro League. A lot of people after his introduction did believe, oh my gosh, this is the end of Jaeger. Jaeger isn't necessary anymore. There's another attacker with a strong rifle who can stop grenades. But Wamai definitely does have his power and the ability to stop Capital bolts that Jaeger cannot. but the immediate impact of just being able to throw down all 3 ADSs and not worry about it, as opposed to having them like Legion traps where those magnets continuously roll in your pocket and you have to throw them out over time, is a definite balancing act you have between these two operators. But on a site such as Gym, where window play is in big effect, when you have something such as Monte on the Capital here, going to try to block off those smoke lines of sight here. But it's actually quite interesting to see that Fairfeet did unfortunately breach the incorrect side, as the Ionic Mute Jammer did block off half of that CCTV wall, and that's not going to be opened up unless somebody is able to get on inside and take out that Mute Jammer, and that's a waste of a whole lot of utility. But on the backside, the utility has already been dropped through, and the main jacuzzi wall has been open. Ethan's actually went ahead and popped out that Mute Jammer over from the window, allowing another entry into sight for Fairfeet and the other players that might push over towards the CCTV cache room, trying to pinch out this very anchor-heavy strategy that we're seeing at the hands of Sentinel this time. The only one traditionally off-site is Azizel. He does not have a Nitro Cell in his pocket. I was saying he might be able to rotate down below and utilize that utility, but it will not be happening this time. Over with about a minute 30 left in the round, there hasn't been a whole lot of action thus far.
Yeah, notably the only one with the C4 right now is the Valkyrie, despite having 3 people. I kind of haven't already used it. Find the first frag. Over outside, actually looking in, I think he's going to try to give some support into construction. Now he decides to fall back, so take a look at that. Seems like they're trying to... It seems like they've fallen back now. And one of the things I was going to bring up before is well, my kind of plays is, oh, good kill out of Heathens. Finding an entry on the second they were looking for previously. See if we're going to go up and miss by Insomnia. I'll get to it afterwards, because it seems like action's about to kick off. Again, Monte's going to go ahead and burn out the map. Sonny's gonna almost finds the second, not quite. Bandit's going for a really long flank while the rest of his team is taken out. Just not gonna 1v4. Oh, if he looked out the window. I think the Thermite just kind of dropped. I think Thermite also has a diffuser. Yeah, he does. So if he looked out that window at a good time, he would have had diffuser control. Last, not gonna be the case. Finds the first one, gets burned out, gets put to 5 HP.
Seconds to go.
Yep, and now his location is known and he is blocked off of sight due to the Capital's last effort of actually, wow, 0-2 is going to get this kill through the final wall and get out. That's actually a really smart play coming out of the Maverick, and knowing that the Bandit had to be stuck inside of construction, and he's going to utilize that Brillo Torch and that M4 to finish off the job that the Capital was able to start, as well as reclaim the lead back to Arbor eSports.
Yes, and the point I was going to try to make earlier is that Jaeger, he can play like a roamer. He can drop all his utility, drop everything, and then just go wherever he wants. Well, mine needs to play a little bit more as a defender. They actually gave him a shield, I think, to incentivize it, but to play on site and not play as a roamer. But I think, like, if he was going to play as a roamer, he would just put his shield down and leave anyway. So it doesn't necessarily insinuate. They're opting to go back to Shin Bedroom, which I find interesting. Only because in the case of CCTV cast, they just opted to go ahead and continue the cycle, which makes me think that these guys feel a little bit more comfortable on Gym Bedroom, or they're trying to make, or more likely, they're just trying to make the attackers feel uncomfortable attacking a site that they may not necessarily attack very often. We did see them, I don't want to say struggle, but they were a little bit slower, except for the fact that they just like opened Jacuzzi in like 30 seconds. So
yeah,
maybe a little bit more like support pressure. We're already seeing the Womai throw a couple, throw at least one extra, if not maybe a second extra disc. I forget what the official name is. Disc.
Yeah, I think they're magnets with a dash, you know, a little play on word.
Yeah, I remember that. I was watching a stream. Someone clarified that.
Yeah, his discs of explosive and throwable death right there coming out, and that's going to be blocking off any of the potential Capital bolts or anything that the attackers might want to throw in on that Jacuzzi wall once they inevitably get it open. Because when you have a Maverick, when you have a triple hard breach setup such as we're seeing come out of the static Arbor eSports lineup. They brought the Capital Habana, Maverick, IQ, and Thermite every round, and they're comfortable bringing that composition to every site on this map, showing that they definitely are set up for it in their own respects. And I do believe that this is their map choice, so it definitely checks out that they're comfortable on it.
Yeah, that makes
So,
a lot of sense.
yeah, seeing triple Heartbreach set up with a good Maverick, such as we're seeing 0-2, do quite well on that operator. You're going to definitely want to get everything opened up, and you're probably going to be able to if you consume 60% of your team composition, but that doesn't matter as the Capital's off the board at the hands of Mamort, swinging with that powerful AUG, taking out Montaigne on outside of the window. Unfortunately for the defenders, he did not have the diffuser, but that's safely in the hands of Me Love Pie on the Thermite. Mamort did take about 75% of his damage, so he's going to be weak in the upcoming engagements. But starting off strong for Sentinel is something that they definitely wanted. Getting that initial pick has been quite important for them, and trying to continue in the momentum off of that is not going to be fully done, as 0-2 is going to use a frag grenade to take out the bandit tricking bandit of Azizel. And now Me Love Pie can break open that wall with that big bang bang of the exothermic charge. And that's going to be offering a really powerful access to a hallway that can reach into both sides of site. However, Devo is locked up inside a bathroom, and he's going to be trying to hold on to the rest of the area as long as possible. And that's where Furphy's going in over towards breaching his way into the A site, as well as putting down a breaching charge here. But Heathen's going to take out Insomnia over inside Cash, and that's the Valkyrie off the board. Now there's no more Nitros here unless Ionic has kept his in his pocket. Now there's some lines of sights opened up, but they're going to be used against Fairfy as he'll be taken out at the hands of Devo. And he's going to start feeling the weight of the world push in on him, as 0-2 is going to refrag out with a beautiful headshot on this Maverick. But Mamort's going to pick up a second kill onto Me Love Pie, leaving it at a 2v2 fight here with Ionic and Mamort coming here. But Ionic's going to swing out and refrag onto 0-2, leaving it all up to Heathen. He's on the backside. He's going to take out Ionic, and he's going to start searching for Mamort. He's about 2 shots from any gun in the game here, and with that G8 high power fire rate, it could be quite difficult for him to take this out. But the Free Fires are going to continuously swing in and out, but it's not going to be enough as Heathens picks up the round for Arbor as they reclaim the lead once again.
Yeah, he took a stray bullet there, so it's a little bit unfortunate that it didn't catch the IQ's face. That was extremely close. I kind of see why. I kind of understand now why they went back to gym bedroom, flexing around a little bit. That one looked much closer than the previous one. Despite starting out with a lot of damage onto the Wamai from Habana having breach charges, it's possible they saw the lineup and were like, they're not going to have breach charges. Surprise, Habana's just like, you know what, I don't need flashbangs. And the other thing I'll note too is that the magnets actually weren't close enough to catch the second frag grenade. So the first one that come in got picked up, unless it wasn't in a good location or the bandit didn't move away far enough. It seems like the second one probably just like came in and took a bandit off the wall. Just nope.
Yeah, it took the bandit charges and the bandit off the wall. That's a little 2 birds and 1 stone coming out of 0-2. Really looking really strong on the Maverick, and that is sort of the quintessential ideology that you want on Clubhouse. Maverick is one of the strongest operators in the game. When you have a strong player playing that operator who's more than capable with the utility that he brings, it opens up a lot of avenues on your way into sight, opens up long lines of sight. You can get hatches, you can help get electrified walls, you can do pretty much anything, as well as still being a 3-speed with frag grenades and a heck of a gun in the form of the M4. You're definitely a force to be reckoned with.
I don't think people talk enough about how strong Maverick actually is. I don't think he needs nerfed, but he's such a strong operator. And I think the only reason he doesn't need a nerf is that when he's doing his breaching, we can call it air quotes, since he's very exposed. So if he
it's slow.
So if he gets, and it's very obvious when he's doing it. Yes, it's quiet. It's still quite obvious when he's doing it, unless you're doing it. In this case, like if he was doing it on a photo hatch, it's not really a whole lot you can do unless you like catch his face while he has his glitch out. But unlikely that's gonna happen. Onyx and that's offside this time, so we're already seeing a slight deviation from what we saw the previous time they came onto it. They did win the previous time.
Yeah, after getting the 0-2 was picked off early, it became so much more difficult to get vertical pressure onto the downstairs defenders, as well as Devo, I believe, was able to pick up a nitro cell kill, which was a good, a little bit of initial aggression coming out. But we're going to see some gunfights coming in as Ionic and Insomnia are both playing over towards the strip side, roaming on this area. Montaigne is using a really nice angle through this grate of the chain link fence, trying to catch out this player. However, just a few pixels swung out as he went up the main stairs, and now the Jaeger has full roam of this top floor. His location might not be known, so this could be a little bit indicator of a late flank, as we're going to see 0-2 try to open up a nice little silent punch hole-esque shot here, and he will not be able to spot out the Ionic on the Vigil, and the roam is still alive with half the round, and this could spell disaster for Arbor eSports. As we know, Insomnia and Ionic could be very powerful in the rest of this attack, and they're going to start flanking down towards the backside of blue, over towards this lounge area. He's actually going to spot out the Montaigne on the gridlock, and he's going to take some more shots over towards the players in far, and that's going to also lead to Heathens picking up Ionic, and now the punch hole, or burn hole, I guess, of 0-2 on the Maverick is spotted out, and it's going to be trying to use for different angles. Heathens and everybody's just trying to find out where exactly Insomnia went, but he's gone all the way down the main into oil pit, and he's back down in blue. And again, it's just timing again and again.
It's possible he saw him and didn't shoot, but that didn't seem like it was the case. Oh, okay. It's a giant hole. Did he know he's there? No, he didn't know he was there. He does now know he's there. He's finally gonna find the kill. 2 ships in the night, except it's like 6. It's the same 2, and they passed it like 6 times. The dude is gonna find one. 0-2 is gonna find another refrag onto the Jaeger. Now 2v3. 10 seconds left on the clock. Oh, no, he's already inside. Oh, this Jaeger gets caught from the side, from the giant hole in Armory, and that's gonna close it out. He actually finds both kills. Oh wow, he didn't see the Habana there initially, so quite a heart-stopping round. Multiple times we've been like just a pixel further, that guy's just taken off the map so many times. It was a very, very, very close round, but Sentinels will pick it up. Looks like we're on pace for a 4-2 attacker side at half. Notably, we're getting the Nomad this time instead of... Oh, never mind. We're getting
nope, never mind.
Maybe a 6-pick into it.
Yeah, the roam play of Sentinel was definitely a lot more profound and a lot more powerful in the ability to kill time. And just the timing over and over again came out. So that's going to lead Heathens to switch onto the Nomad to block off of all of those rotations. That we saw the Vigil and Jaeger just continuously sprint around uncontested, just popping in and out and being an absolute thorn in the side of attackers as they tried to get open various hatches, try to push down certain stairways. There really wasn't much they could do. And at the end of the round, there was about 15 seconds left, 2 people left alive, and they just had to sprint and throw their bodies in sights. Unfortunately, they were not able to win the gunfights. We're going to be returning back to Gym Bedroom for the final round of this half. A Sentinel is going to look to try to tie this up and leave them to a not as unfavorable outcome. However, if you're on the Arbor eSports side, if you take this round and go up 4-2, you're going to be more than comfortable switching onto the defender side. You're going to be looking to try to close out your map in a sort of dominating fashion if you're comfortable enough on defense.
Yeah, and one of the big things here too is that they hadn't really been struggling to get batteries, get utility off walls out of locations.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb.
It hasn't really mattered, to say the least. In this case, they've been very efficient with the Maverick and his frag grenades and taking off. And I just noticed actually no one might play too. So I think in this case, Sentinel's like, okay, something's going wrong with the line. Let's just drop it. Let's go ahead and put them back on a comfort. In this case, Mamor going onto the Rook. A little bit more armor, slightly better headshot machine. So let's just take a look at this. So he opens it up. He's done this all 3 rounds. So in this case, we're actually going to see some first. I don't think we've been seeing this previously. Here's who's cooking frag. Actually, this is. Oh, if that cook was a little bit more perfect, he would have taken out his own hard breacher. Nope, gets in. Only takes 1 bandit off the wall. Go ahead. It's not
But
gonna
that's
matter.
more than enough.
Yeah, that's more than enough. The Bandit's not gonna contest. He's gonna go ahead. He's gonna fall back and unfortunately put the Bandit on a
Bomb
wall
located
that
by
they
attackers.
never destroyed in Heartbridge. Furphy, I'm gonna hop on here. Furphy looks like entering this right away. Caught the idea, said, not here. Gonna go ahead and open it up. Trying to open up this crossfire. Oh, wow. Great shots coming out of Memort. But they kind of given up control of initiation, which this popping here this is a lot of cross map control, a lot of cross angles. Memort though is quite a second though, so it's just kind of saying, nah. Putting a round on his back. And
Yeah.
these guys have no way of getting out of initiation, so if they can't get out, they're stuck. Like 0-2 is the only one that's kind of crossing because there's both and I'll note specifically if Habana gets killed, because Habana has a breach charge on that castle, if Habana gets taken out, they have to punch that open.
Yeah, I don't know why he hasn't gone ahead and just blown that open. However, he might be scared of the player, which is Azizo playing over towards the main stairs. The Bandit could be swinging with a whole lot of speed and a whole lot of bullets coming down range at the hands of that MP7, very powerful weapon that has a very high headshot potential with all of those bullets. And as we talk about it, the door has been opened as there's about 45 seconds left. The action is definitely about to kick off in this round. Arbor eSports is going to have a little bit of a mountain to climb as they are down 5-3, and Memort still on the board, feeling confident with that ACOG, ready to take as many engagements as possible. However, Zizel is still locked up inside a bathroom, and it does seem as if everybody's trying to creep their way into sight. That's me, Love Pie, in with Diffuser, could start planting if he so desires. They know that somebody's inside a bathroom, but Ionic is going to get a flank onto 0-2, as the rest of these players are going to stack up towards the main stairs. It's a 2v5, but just pardon that, that's a whole lot of trades coming down as Fairfield and Love Pie both pick up one, putting it to a 3v2, but Ionic's going to pick up another kill. It's down to a 3v1. Love Pie doesn't have a whole lot of time. He's going to try to get the diffuser down, but it's not going to matter as Ionic swings with his chest and takes out the head of Love Pie, and the thermite drops the diffuser onto the ground and ties up the half at 3-3.
Turns out, if you can aim, you don't need to stop frag grenades. Yeah, Memorial, like, first round he was playing, the first 2 times they went to that site, he was playing Wamai. Didn't go in their favor either way. This time he picks up the Rook. He's just like, I'll just throw a cog on this MP5 and we'll see what we can do. And he did a lot. I think he ended up with a 3K at the end of that round. At least
I do
2K.
believe 3K, yeah.
At least a 2K, if not a 3K. Going into the side switch, though, I do think Arbor is going to be slightly favored. I think the only way they wouldn't be favored is if they only won 2 rounds on the attack instead of 4. Only because I think defending against a team that is slightly less uncoordinated. In this case, we got a mix of people from different schools, and we're just going based off the fact that these guys aren't from the same school. So it's reasonable to assume they probably have a little bit less. Maybe they're just friends and don't necessarily play comp together. Let me make sure. Okay, we're waiting.
Yeah, it's as the the SSD, the typical ranked get an SSD comment is coming out as me. Love Pie is definitely ready to get back into the action as quickly as possible, trying to continue the momentum that they brought forth on last round. They were able to finally. He's just trying to get this back in. He wants to start gunning on this defender's side, which is definitely a little bit more favored for them. They're most likely going to be very comfortable. As Heathens has picked up the Mozzie and is showing the Australian operator for the first time. Mozzie is one of those operators that is so powerful in his ability to deny drones, as well as act as a strong roamer. He has the nitro cell in his pocket, as well as that commando weapon that is very deadly. He did lose his super shorty, unfortunately, as Castle went ahead and yoinked that into his back pocket, but he is still definitely strong, and is a very quintessential roamer, especially on a site where information reigns supreme, such as on Clubhouse. Having all 3 of those Mozzie pests down in advantageous locations is going to make it very difficult for Sentinel to know exactly where all of these players might be hiding, and that could spell their end if everybody is feeling comfortable in their gunfights and are hitting heads and winning those said gunfights. But it's a very similar lineup coming out of the side of Sentinel. However, they do not have the Maverick, and they've chosen to put Devo on the Twitch. And that's going to be a very powerful operator with that F2, one of the best guns in the game if you are confident in the recoil. It's sort of one of those high risk, high reward, high fire rate guns that if you hit heads, you can melt through and absolutely shred through a defensive side.
Yeah, and I think one of the big things to look at is how easily and how well they take this bandit off the wall. We're seeing a little bit the where's the capital? Just for okay, so the capital's all the way across. So he's gonna try to snipe a firebolt into pull the bandit off the wall. Unfortunately, they don't have anything to initially pull it off the wall. It is getting shot now.
That's the Twitch drone.
Twitch, yeah, they're using Twitch for this. We're gonna see the firebolt come in any second. Twitch is going in again. Maybe they're just gonna try to take it off with the Twitch.
Oh, that is a Twitch Elite. Ooh, we might have to rehost. Or have him not play that operator, because that is banned content, I believe. Here, but seeing Insomnia go down below with that IQ scanner is going to use that P12 secondary to blast away those bandit charges and make Me Love Pie's job all that more difficult. Trying to stop Azizil placing down that exothermic charge, but Heathens is going to run out and take out Insomnia. Oh, actually, no, he's just on rafters and will take out the IQ.
Rafters. I don't know where IQ is.
I thought it was a run out.
Oh, no, IQ was...
Just,
they had control
just
below.
sprinted in.
Yeah, they were just
yeah.
control from below. Now we're seeing
I'm
surprised.
Got caught by the Wamais.
Yeah.
Ooh. 0-2's continuing his tears. He'll take out Ionic, and that's the extra hard breach. That's your backup plan, as Insomnia and Ionic, both very strong operators that have been taken off the board here, but the Twitch, Thermite, and Capital can still make things happen if they are strong. However, this wall will not be able to be opened, and they're going to opt to just go back towards construction as Mort picks up an over-aggressive Valkyrie, trying to run out here. Two Claymore kills coming out as Azizel. He evens up the score lines.
Yeah, so two things here. One, there's no rotating to cash from metal stairs, so the only way for the defenders to get in right now is just a single doorway. So if the attackers are able to flood the site, they say, okay guys, there's no rotates. If they flood and take control of cash, they're running in it now, and they have plenty of time to do that. If they, he can just hold this. Yeah, exactly. He can just hold that window. Sorry for spinning so much. He can just hold that while the attackers push across. They don't have any C4s below. Furphy's coming in from behind. If they don't expect this, they're going to take it off. They're just going to fly. He's going to get caught. So, wow, a great attack, but they weren't able to capitalize on the fact that they had full control of the site.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Arbor eSports was only fell at the hands of Claymores, which was really unfortunate for them. However, they just didn't lose their gunfights. They were able to stop the breaching of CCTV wall, which is almost a free win if you're able to correctly bandit trick that off, as well as those Wamais helping out that bandit with catching the fire bolts of the Capital, allowing not Azizel, it was Me Love Pie just continue tricking, doing what bandits do best, and stopping breaching.
Yeah, and this is a charity tournament, so I'll leave it up. I'm gonna be pretty relaxed, at least in this game. If admins yell at me and say no, okay, but we don't allow Twitch Elite. If you didn't know, her drone has a skin on it, which makes it harder to see, even on like wooden floors, because it's kind of got like a lighter tone to it. It's not black like it normally is. But normally, if this was a normal game, what would happen is they would just lose the round. But this is for charity, so I don't know if the other team is going to be super strict on getting that round, especially seeing they did win it.
Yeah, it didn't really matter.
Yeah. So,
and now there's just a regular Twitch on the board, so the utility is still there. They just went and swapped around roles. That's something that Sentinel is going to be pretty good about, because they aren't a super defined team. They're in here for fun. They're a bunch of friends playing together, and they're like, if you can't take the Twitch, I'll just take it. Give me the F2.
Exactly.
Give me those Twitch drones, and I'll start blasting away the utility if we still need it.
Yeah, no reason to make it any more complicated than it needs to be. So, but yeah, we'll see. Going on to the basement, and so far we've only seen. Okay, it looks like Tier 2 is going to go up and reinforce. I was going to say we've only seen a reinforcement onto kitchen. So if Moda didn't get reinforced, that'd be a free hatch. And it looks like they're actually going to reinforce both middle and blue. Pretty quick attack coming out. Looks like Insomnia. Oh, look like Insomnia might just like run on in there. Okay. It works, it works. We're seeing a pretty spread out defenses too. We've got 2 people on site. Zazo opening up an entrance into dirt. We have 2 people over in garage. I forget what this room is called. Lounge?
Lounge, yeah.
It's right there on the wall, and I forgot. Where's the 3rd player? Okay, so Furphy is upstairs. So with the attackers kind of eyeballing this kitchen moto site, sorry. It'll be interesting to kind of see what comes in. Valk is going to push in. Gonna get spotted on the drone. We'll see how the attackers decide to push into this now, because I don't think they've spotted Heathens.
Yeah, Heathen's in a very powerful position. It could flank anybody that wants to go down blue and still has access to all the main alleyways that these Sentinel attackers might want to push through besides dirt, and that is where the attack does seem to be done. However, Fairby's going to pick up Azizel right as I talk about that. He's going to peek out the window and drop the diffuser onto the ground, as well as pick up Insomnia. However, Onyx going to pick up Me Love Pie over down on site, and I know that was Love Pie was rotating in bar, I believe, as more players are going to continue to peek out, but Heathens doesn't care as Devo falls at a wonderful headshot coming out of the commando, leaving it all up to Ionic and Mamort. There's about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, so they can scavenge around if they so desire. However, they do have to go outside and get that diffuser, which Fairfy is most likely furiously watching. He's waiting for any sound cues as well as anybody flanking over towards bar. He still can periodically just continue to check outside. However, shots are going to go down at him. He's about 1 shot away and is going to be forced off of his position at the hand of Ionic with that Type 89. Now, Mamort is going to go ahead and be a little bit extra cautious and drone out dirt to make sure nobody goes ahead, gets quite aggro, and runs up on him trying to get the diffuser, as Ionic's going to push over in towards the kitchen area. That hatch has been opened, but the Twitch drone is now completely mute jammed and useless in its own right. More drone work's going to go down on the hatch, and that's most likely where the last resort attack for Sentinel is going to have to go through, as they are running out of time. Most likely will just have to get aggressive and drop that hatch if they want any access into sight. Fairfy has made his way over inside lounge, waiting to flank patiently as one goo mine goes out upstairs and gives away the location of Ionic inside of kitchen. Now the Nitrocell of Heathens is prepped for anybody pushing in dirt. However, it does not seem as if anybody is going to actually, pardon me, there will be a Twitch going down there, as shots are going to continuously fly in and out as the Modsy swings and gets punished for his over-aggression. 0-2 is going to pick up Ionic, leaving it all up to Mamort, but it doesn't matter, as 0-2 will pick up another kill and continue his reign of terror on Clubhouse, showing that he's quite capable in this map, taking out the final 2 players and claiming the round for Arbor eSports.
Yeah, it was a really good round. We didn't see the Habana open up the other 2. I was gonna try to make a point where they could open up blue, they can open up moto, so they could have definitely opened up a lot of sightlines. But the action, those rumors specifically for Furphy, just pulling off or getting a really good timely kill that basically right when the attackers were like, okay, now we can do this, it was just like thrown for a loop, and all what they were planning on doing no longer worked. We're going to see them go to gym bedroom, tertiary site. They're winning the first 2, so CCTV cache, tertiary lock, can't go there. They're going to opt into gym bedroom, which is pretty standard, because in all the time watching comp, I've never seen anyone go bar stock, ever.
Oh, you didn't watch ESA a couple of nights ago with Orglisten. I got to see bar played 4 times on Clubhouse.
What?
4 times, 2 on each side.
Did it win?
It won once, I believe, but it was at the end of the day.
Yeah,
one of the teams was playing with their coach and a sub, and it was kind of a meme match on the second.
Okay.
Everybody, there was Tachankas flying around. Nobody was inside the building most of the time.
I would have if it was like 2 teams heavily going at it and they pulled some of that stuff out. That's the kind of thing that I think you typically would see at Library on Villa. That's a 4th site that's just like, it's very clearly the 4th best site, but you can definitely prep on it and catch teams off. I've seen it happen quite a few times. That's one of those things. I don't think Barstock is like that. There's a reason it's not ever played.
Yeah. There's 2 doors there's 2 different ways you can just walk into site. There's 2 different doors to the outside. You can just walk in site and plant.
Yeah, and like
and everything's destructible.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, most of this floor is destructible.
Yeah.
This isn't. That's like the one caveat. You're kind of like hallway between the two sites, which, by the way, this breaks. I don't want to say it breaks parity, but you have to go through 2 other rooms to get between sites. Although there is a soft wall. Normally, you really only have to go through 1 at most. So it kind of depends. We're seeing, the one thing I'll add is we are actually seeing the switch used to really good effect, I think. I don't think it's been punished. They have, in fact, brought the mute, but I don't think it's done enough to really stop
Attackers have located.
the Twitch from doing her thing. That was unfortunate, because she had another one over here that she could have just, like, they are going to get the mutes off the wall, so Memore is going to go ahead and say, okay, hey, the wall's clear, you can put it on there, nobody's there. Furphy is all the way over in Cat. Blackbeard. We don't need to talk about Blackbeard. We know everyone knows what Blackbeard is and what Blackbeard does.
Ew. Blackbeard, but Devo has been fragging, so
Yes.
maybe just that little bit of extra buffer and the ability to tank a headshot could lead to him winning even more gunfights than he's done so far.
Yeah.
But 0-2 is going to be on the castle, limiting himself with a traditionally worse gun. We've seen some very great plays come out here as Fairfield's going to pick up Insomnia with that MP7, rocking the iron sights in true bandit tricker fashion.
Yep.
And he'll pick up 1 kill and continuously trying to peek and find out exactly where this Blackbeard is. And
Yeah.
with that little bit of a buffer, that leads to Devo winning that gunfight. But he is on 1 HP. Fairfield's going to be kicking himself and saying, oh no, anybody but a Blackbeard I would have killed. And he definitely is correct
Yeah,
in that assumption.
I'm pretty sure he got headshot through
Yep.
the glass, but the glass, because the glass eats so much, someone's correct because I'm probably wrong, because the glass absorbs so much of the initial damage, it left him with 1 HP. Either that or he got shot like in the neck twice.
Yeah, I think he just got necked twice, but then the
yeah.
bullet, I think bullets get eaten by the shield.
Yes.
I think they just disappear.
Ah,
I think that's how
okay,
the physics works in it.
Okay. Yeah, so he probably got shot in the neck and then twice after the shield, but yeah, definitely. Oh, that one was just a good shot, but
Yeah, headshots don't care as Heathens gets punished for peeking a Blackbeard, but Montaigne doesn't care as the SMG-11 is a great close range weapon. But Azizel's now the last one alive. He has to go up against an Echo and a Mute.
Yeah.
Nitrocell's still in the pocket as well as the Yokai drones up above. Can stop any late plant that Azizel might try to do. His location is known as now he's just going to get headshotted out by the SMG-11. Repping that Union Jack skin, all glory to the British motherland, as Mute's gonna just rip off the head of the thermite and take another round for Arbor and put them onto that 6-round threshold and complete their full cycle of a flawless defense so far.
yeah, and this is kind of the point I was making on the side swap. It's easier to defend against a team that is less coordinated. You see it all the time in a rank. That's why ranks are so... Most of the time, ranks are usually pretty heavily defender-sided. It's already... game's already set to be defender-sided, just naturally. But when you're playing against a slightly less coordinated team, defending is even stronger, because it's harder to, on the fly, coordinate. All right, guys, push together from these 2 positions, 3, 2, 1, go. It's easier to coordinate that when you're... It is harder to coordinate that as a team that's maybe less energy, less static, or whatever. Heathen's baiting us, though. I would have loved to see.
I would have.
It would have been amazing.
I just want to scream interrogation and be super hyped and get a clip out of that.
Yes.
But I've just been teased too much. That's the caster's curse. As soon as I say, oh yes, a cab, it's like they can hear me in the game. They're like, aha, CDAPs? No.
No,
Not gonna happen this time.
Not today.
Not today. But they're gonna be going back to CCTV Cash Room, which was their strongest site, I believe, so far. They only fell at the hands of Claymores because they were just getting aggressive and swinging everything, and they were feeling a little bit comfortable. And at the end of the day, the diffuser did go down, but there wasn't really much that Sentinel could do to protect that. It was out in the open, and they just got converged upon as time went down. And that is also built into how all maps are defender sided. If you look at the top of your screen, there's a timer, and that's the defender's timer. They're like, hey, we only have to hold out for 2 minutes and 50 seconds. The attackers have to do everything. If they just all sat and spawned, nobody touched anything, the defenders would win. So in that favor, it's just they don't really have to do much. They have to stop people pushing in rooms, and they can hold angles, and any sort of aggression is going to happen. But Heathen's going to talk about that aggression and shoot the legs and 50% of the HP off of Insomnia. But the Blackbeard might be swinging with some vengeance here. However, he's just going to opt to go up onto the roof, maybe hold some longer angles, probably go over towards that CCTV window, trying to stop any potential bandit tricking coming out of Me Love Pie, who we saw be so successful last time around.
Yeah, and they're opening up into construction. I really like this play. We've seen so far that Arbor eSports has put a pretty heavy presence onto this CCTV side, but I mean, as we saw the previous time, they left Cash completely open. The Loot Pie has noticed this, recognized this, go ahead and moved over. Furphy's gonna catch one rotating, dropping, catching the already lit IQ, dropping into the hatch. That is an extremely hard hatch to like drop into, given the setup, and without the IQ, it's gonna be hard. Dude, Devo push in, shield gets broken. He actually does this a gunfight though. Furphy finding a great kill into the Blackbeard after already picking up the lit IQ. And another player having dropped in, Hobana now. We're going to take her chances. She's got 2 to contest with now. I don't think she realizes it. Bob's going to push in. Yeah, she's going to get super aggressive. I think Furphy, no, Furphy's not. Oh, no. He just didn't expect him to push in.
0-2 is picking up his 9th kill of the game, showing a dominating fashion, continuously to show the aggression that he saw on the attacking side, and continuing over on the dominance of Arbor eSports, as now he's going to check his cams before just blindly going in, as he's going to swing with the intel, but not be able to find the Twitch. Going to toss a Nitro Cell, but it will also not connect like his bullets. It's all left up to Azizel and Mamort, a narrative that we've said quite a few times, and it's a 4v2 instance with the game on the line. But Heathens is going to take out Azizel, leaving it all up to the Twitch. He does have the F2 like Geo, but we've seen people lose those gunfights, especially when 0-2 does have a good amount of aim on him, but it doesn't matter as Mamort is going to rip the head off of 0-2. A little rip 0-2 to rip 0-2. But Mamort's going to have to go up and get the diffuser, which is now safely in the hands of the defenders inside of construction. There's a Valcam that he does not know the location of, and he's going to be broadcasted and continuously communicated out to the rest of the defenders who are going to start swinging him. But now another player will fall at the hands of Mamort, as that shark skin on the F2 is going to smell blood in the water. But it doesn't matter, as Fairfy picks up his 3rd kill for the round and takes the map for Arbor eSports.
Yeah, that was a really good ending to the round. Once Furphy got control of the diffuser, and after, I think the key gunfight there was the Blackbeard. The Wamai taking out the Blackbeard was a very, very, very good for the side of Arbor, because once they had control, they taken out the hardest operator to kill on the side of the attackers. They then had complete control of the diffuser, meaning the attackers now have to come through you, which you have a guy on your back, and you're kind of funneling him through there with a cam intelligence. Yeah, once they got the kill into the Blackbeard, it was all really, really, really favored in this side of the defense, even more so than it already was. So, and I think it was kind of as we expected. 1, it was Arbor eSports' map. 2, it was they went to defense. Team players do want to break, so we will send it to that. I think it was kind of expected. I put 7-4. Was 7-4? No, 7-3.
I believe 7-3, yeah.
7-3. I can't do math correctly.
Yeah, math is hard. There's like 9 numbers. That's so many.
Yeah. Oh, no, 10. Come on. But yeah.
At least 9.
Yeah, we will go to a quick break, but I think that was kind of as expected. I think Sentinel's picking Cafe. I wonder if they have a couple things up their sleeve, or if we're just going to see a complete 180 to how we normally see it played. They're just going to go super hyper aggressive, completely catch Arbor eSports off guard, and we'll see some really fun stuff. So, anything else?
Yeah, just about to say we're going to take a 5-minute break here. So if you need to go to the bathroom, need to go get some food, get some snacks, and stay ready for some more Siege. We'll be right back after that.
Broken alone, I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, 'cause the shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me. Oh you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me. Oh you meant the world to me. Oh you meant the world to me. Oh I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas, oh you meant the world to me.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with map 2 of this battle between Sentinel and Arbor eSports. If you're just now tuning in, Arbor eSports has claimed the lead in this best of 2 series as they were able to win Clubhouse 7-3. And we're going to be getting right back into the action on Cafe Dostoyevsky, a favorite map of mine due to its ability to either be played fast and aggressive or definitely a little bit more tactical. However, just like Clubhouse, I do have to say it leans a little bit more towards the defender sided, but 3-3 halves are not out of the question if you're a nice, organized team.
Yes.
But joined with me is Carpe once again.
Quit banning Thatcher.
Yes.
I wanted to
yeah, everybody's
I'm-
stop banning Thatcher, guys.
To be
Everybody stop banning
completely
Thatcher.
honest, I really want Thatcher to become like banning with Thatcher become like a game of chicken. Like whoever team is up first doesn't ban Thatcher, and the other team's like, you know what? I've been watching a lot of chess, and I think a lot of people have been watching chess. It's gotten really popular.
Oh, I've been watching so much chess
If you
too.
know Google,
Dude.
Google Queen's Gambit. It's an opening. I want Queen's Gambit accepted where they don't ban Thatcher. I think like whatever opening is, Thatcher gets banned first. I want Queen's
I hate
Gambit,
banning Thatcher.
I want Queen's Gambit to be the first team doesn't ban Thatcher, and I want the other team to say, you know what, screw it, they don't ban Thatcher. Maverick, I think Maverick is a good ban, like regardless. I think realistically, I think Thatcher and Maverick are in a vacuum the strongest two attackers. Like
I think Capital
at
you
the
can also
moment.
throw in. I think also, but at this level currently, like besides Pro League,
Yeah.
Capital isn't quite utilized to the highest level. But when you
Yes.
see a Pro League Capital, it's
It's
insane
disgusting.
the amount of utility he brings with his crossbow and how he can completely create a push out of nothing with
Yeah.
just himself.
Yeah, and I think a lot of teams know how to counter the Maverick because again, he's really exposed while he's using his stuff. That's why I say in a vacuum he's the strongest. I think in practice he's not. I think obviously Thatcher's number one, and then number two varies. Nomad is really good. Capital's really good. But I still think in a vacuum, Maverick just has so much utility that he brings to the table.
Plus the nades that he just got made him even more powerful.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying like utility. I'm counting those needs as part of it as well.
Yeah.
And so like I would love to see like especially in Pro League, I think specifically for teams to just like, you know what, we're gonna play a game of chicken. We're not gonna ban Thatcher. Are you gonna ban Thatcher? Because I think a lot of teams that are like, okay, we're starting on the attack. We don't have to ban Thatcher. Oh wait, the other team didn't ban Thatcher. Guys, are we banning Thatcher? And I think it could completely throw it off, assuming obviously that the team that banned first didn't ban the operator you were planning on banning. Because then you're like, oh, they already banned that operator. Let's just ban Thatcher and call it a day. So.
Yeah, Thatcher is just so powerful because essentially as the game has gone on, he's just become more and more and more powerful.
Yeah.
Because whenever they introduce an operator, he's one of the OGs. He was good back then, and he's even better now because he counters more people.
Yeah, and I don't want to say powerful. His power level hasn't gone up. It stayed exactly the same. It's just that he has become more useful, to say the least. Because
more useful is a good term.
Yeah, his gadget just gets rid of more stuff. I would say, so currently, every single thing on this side of the defenders gets stopped by a Thatcher.
Yep.
Like, is there, Goyo and
Frost.
and Frost and Capcan? Does it stop Capcans?
Yeah, it stops cap cans.
So right now, the only two operators I can think of that Thatcher's EMP doesn't affect is Goyo and Frost. Caviera? That's it? Like 3 out of what, 24? That's
Yeah,
insane.
it stops if Vigil gets hit with it. Can't he not put up his cloak for a little bit?
I'm pretty sure. I think they.
Yeah, same thing with Clash.
And Nook.
Same thing with Clash.
And Nook. Well, Nook's an
Is it
attacker.
friendly fire?
No,
Yeah, I don't
no,
think friendly
Nook's an
fire
attacker.
would act.
Flame me, please. Flame me. That's the kind of stuff I'm talking. Oh, I want to hop on this actually. Heathens. Oh, I want to see if he gets. I want to see if he. He saw it. He saw Pixel. He saw Pixel. Who's there?
Oh, he's gonna get droned out
it's
now, most likely.
Blackbeard. No.
Ew.
All right, I actually
The
wanna see
Blackbeard
this.
just hits his E key and swing and leans to the other side. He could get his head blasted.
Oh.
Another one's peeking it. Oh,
No, it's still
oh.
the Blackbeard. The Capital was there for a second. I'm sorry, the Gridlock was there for a second, but she was never taking that fight. She was always taking the safer fight. But yeah, I mean, and we're seeing some control from Blue. We're actually seeing a lot of pressure by the defenders. These two defenders weren't here initially. They've now recently rotated down. Is he gonna be? Oh no, the Buck doesn't check the close angle. He gets taken out by Fairfy. What a great opening pick, taking out one of the stronger operators, specifically on this attack, being able to open up some holes from below, push the Echo, push the Maestro off of those positions. Actually, wait, take that back. He's not gonna push Maestro off his position. Maestro's in the freezer. He would push the Echo off. The dude Devo gonna drone in. It's gonna get taken out actually by the Maestro campsite. I don't know if we saw Montaigne Echo. Oh, sorry. See, oh, Val. Val's just gonna take the fight. Don't take the fight against the Blackbeard.
Need to reload.
It's just not gonna go well. Mozzie. Okay, I was like, what is Gridlock knifing? But
I think you need to up your level just a little bit more. There was another complaint. Ooh, the Nitro Cell almost takes out the Mamort on the Gridlock up at top red, but the Australians are going to get into a little bit of a gunfight as the bushfires are slowly burning. Monzi will take about 50% damage at the hand of this player, but Devo doesn't care on Montaigne, and that's dropping the Echo, who's a very powerful operator if left at the end of the time. But this flank coming out of the Jaeger might prove deadly as Milapai picks up a kill with the Maestro Cam, a pretty uncommon scene kill onto the Blackbeard now, as the flank out of 0-2 is going to drop the diffuser onto the ground with 10 seconds left, making it very difficult for the rest of these players to continue pushing in. It's all left up to Mamort in a 1v4. These bullets are going to fly from all these different angles, and the LMG is not going to be enough as the Deagle of Rip 0-2 is going to rip right through Mamort and take the round for UM.
yes, I up my gain again, so hopefully I'm loud. I apologize for all the clicking you're about to hear when I'm smashing my keyboard. I saw someone ask for the relaunch of NA League. Is it online?
I think it's starting off online because of
I don't think it's starting.
everything.
I don't think it's starting in 2 days though.
Whatever. I'm excited to see some more Pro League coming out.
I mean, yeah, I am
it's
too.
always a great thing to watch.
No. I'm sorry. It's not. It is please excuse me. It is not the main division. It's Challenger League quals start in 2 days.
Oh, dude,
yes.
I should get in on. I should try to get some CL qual.
Yeah, my bad.
Casting. That'd be fun.
Well, there's you'll have to look into that because there's a lot of hiccups going on with it right now.
Dude, let's start. Let's try to snag some games together, Carpe.
If we're able to.
Dude, let's do it.
Yeah, well, we can talk about it afterwards because there's a lot. There's a lot.
Hey,
let's
just talk about it on the stream.
There's a lot of groups. So they're gonna go to service cooking. It's pretty standard. It's a pretty standard, pretty accepted second site. We've seen we've seen some reading fireplaces second, but I think most teams favor the top floor and then the bottom floor. The second floor.
I think the top floor is the best site in the game.
In the game.
At a competitive level right now.
Pool.
Like in the competitive pool, I think it's the strongest site in the game. Besides maybe Theme Park Throne Room, but that's new to me.
Oregon Basement, I think, is pretty strong from the defensive
Yeah, I haven't
side.
gotten to see a whole lot of the 2 new maps. I think part of that could be favored into people haven't quite figured out how to attack them because they're new.
Yes.
But I think as an established site.
It's in the yeah.
Yeah, I think 3rd floor of Cafe has the highest win rate in Pro League and high level.
Probably?
I don't know. I'm kind of speaking out my butt right now, but
Yeah.
that's the way I feel.
Yes,
That's how I feel.
Well, and the only reason I say Oregon Basement is it has a very similar caveat to Throne, where there's a wall that's breachable that doesn't have a way to get stuff over top, or if it is, it's a very limited window. And there's not above to like break and come down.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
It's hard to get those stuff off without a Maverick or a Thatcher.
Yeah, exactly. And since Thatcher's banned 99% of the time. Oh wait, is that a run out? Oh no,
No,
it was
he just
a run in.
rotation.
Azazel just kind of ran in and was like, oh wait, he's gonna lose the first one. Oh no. Okay, well, that whole situation I just witnessed was extremely curious because 1, he didn't shoot him through the soft wall. 2, he didn't shoot him right away. He kept running for like a half a second. It might just be because there's a little bit of frame lag, so he may not have seen him right away. Because you set it to 2 frames of VSync, so it smooths it out a little bit. So it looks all nice and smooth for everybody. Twitch doing her thing, taking utility off the wall. I don't know if she got anything. I think she just got like an ADS. That barricade's going to be probably an issue for the side of Sentinel. But let's kind of see. Let's take a look again what they're doing. Azazel, bandits on the wall, not favoring to go for. I think they're going to try to go for a red side take. It looks like.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of options, but they
Insomnia.
do have the man advantage currently.
Okay.
Unless Insomnia is able to go upstairs, he's probably going to start
Yep.
blasting away at that floor, doing a little bit of Home Depot work that the Sledge is known for, using that hammer to open up these lines of sights, and will be breaking the bandits off the floor. However, the floor is going to be used as a double-edged sword, and he's going to lose about 80% of his HP, as Heathens is going to
down.
continuously blast away at him,
Yeah.
and will manage to down him. Over, because points are not off in this competitive environment, he does not know that the Sledge is in a down but not out state, essentially evening up the score line. Over, Insomnia is just going to run on over and manage to revive his teammate and bring him back into the fight. There's 45 seconds left, and Rip02 is still flanking over here, and we'll take some shots over and down the Twitch of Yadude Vivo and put it to a now 3v3, almost a 2.5, as Insomnia damages himself even more with that cooked grenade.
Oh no.
However, now
muted.
Azazel is going to be trying to breach this wall, but it is muted and will not be able to be opened as more and more time continues to dwindle away out of the side of Sentinel. Here, they have opened up one avenue in the site.
Yep.
That's most likely where they're going to have to push and be funneled on into. However, Heathens is going to go ahead and rip a Nitro Cell and be ready to throw it out and catch with perfect
Beautiful.
timing as Azazel now
Beautiful.
drops the diffuser, and he's going to swing out onto the final player in prep as Rip02 has already taken out Insomnia, and the Capital's only on 1 HP and a Dream, but Monty's going to crush that into a Nightmare and take out Mamort and bring Arbor eSports to a score of 2-0.
Yeah, that was a great ending, I think, to the round. And like you said, the points are off, so even though we could very clearly see he was downing him through the floor, he had no idea. He had no idea the Sledge was downed above. He probably doesn't even know he did any damage to it. It was just like, all right, there's a guy up here. Let me just spray and see what happens. But
Yeah, I mean,
that
it worked out.
Yeah, that was a huge caveat to part of the reason they couldn't get the stuff off the wall. It was kind of interesting because the Sledge decided to throw the nade down to take the bandits off the wall, even though he could shoot them, but didn't opt into throwing the frag, and instead opted out of throwing the frag to take the mute off red, which I found a little bit curious, and it was probably just like a heat of the moment kind of thing. I really wonder if that was a misclick, because they're going.
I think, honestly, because he cooked it so long, I think he might have been too scared to re-peek.
Maybe?
So because of the shots that he took and was on such a low amount of HP, he couldn't really aggressively peek to get those bandits off. And that, at the end of the day, that downing of the Sledge really won the round for Arbor eSports, because it not only took out all the vertical pressure, it also killed about 20 seconds as the Capital had to run all the way upstairs and pick up the fallen teammate.
Exactly.
Which time again just continues to be funneled into the favor of Arbor eSports, as they're effectively crafting their roam, killing time, and staying strong with their anchors, winning the gunfights over and over again.
I don't know. What did happen to Spades? He couldn't get home. He had work, right? He had work, right? I know.
Yeah,
someone
he
asked
said
in chat.
he had
Let's see
a
it in 3 minutes.
flight got canceled, so he was
Oh.
unable to finish his work.
Really?
So he had to stay late. Yeah, flight got delayed or canceled or something. There was just a whole lot. It was something out of his control.
Yes.
It was something
okay.
out of his control.
Yes. Okay. So something. Oh, Heathens making my day. Oh, doesn't hit. Unfortunate. We'll go back to overhead. I love spawn peaks. People need to spawn peek more.
Yeah, it's a very high risk, high reward, calculated amount of aggression.
Yep.
If you can start off a round with a free man advantage, it's definitely a very strong position to be in for the defenders. However, if you're a little bit too over aggressive and a attacker just uses their ACOG, clicks once, and is all of a sudden in the advantage, that puts you at a very tough position depending on exactly who was doing the spawn peek.
Yeah, it
sometimes
can-
I see sometimes if I see an Echo spawn peeking, I'm like, oh
gosh.
no, this kid's throwing.
Unless
Because you
it's
want the
like-
Echo alive at the end. Sure, he has an ACOG,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean you spawn peek with him.
Yeah, and sometimes too it can kill like minutes. Like if you lose like a thermite or a hard breach or something, you lose like 2 minutes almost.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
you have to completely recraft your attack.
Yeah.
It's just like one of my teammates always talks about the throwback to the original house meta, where you would blast open all the walls and sprint out and try to kill the thermite, because then they can't do anything if there's no thermite. And totally-
Yeah, I wasn't here for that, and I'm glad I wasn't. I also wasn't here for Glaz, Yin Glaz, like OG Yin Glaz. I was here for the new one, but it wasn't as good. I'm glad I wasn't. Oh, looked like it was going to be a great kill. Guy finds a re-peek. Oh, he does know he's down now. I didn't think he knew that. He got refragged through. Furphy kind of baiting hard baiting his teammate.
Calculated baiting.
Calculated baiting.
It worked. It worked.
Does look like the attackers are going to find him, though. They may catch him at both of them. Oh, no! He doesn't know there's a rotate there.
El no sabe.
Valk does get out, but yeah, he's pushing up, finds him with the SMG-12. The other, pick up galore. He finds two. Such a good kill. Such great kills coming out of Vigil here. Wonderful.
Yeah, he's making the
costume
most of
use.
his low health self, but he
Yeah.
doesn't care when that SMG-12 starts ripping through people with that high fire rate. But Devo's going to end his reign of terror upstairs and relinquish this top floor
Ooh.
control. Over the Nomad Charger is going to go off knowing that there's a player on top red trying to flank, and I do believe that that's Rip 02 on the Jaeger. Yes, it is. And now all of the attention is
no.
going to be there, but it doesn't matter as he's going to take the gunfight on Dionic and finish him off, leaving it all up to Devo in a 1v3. He's just going to get chased after the pings, and the Jaeger's going to keep pushing through and take the third round for Arbor eSports.
Yeah, that was that whole sequence was insane. So like Vigil's job is to waste time. He did that, got picked up, did it again, got 2 kills. Like if Vigil wastes a minute on a floor that isn't the floor that the site on, or as I would call it like a half of a map that the site is not on, and gets a kill, that's a win. Hard win. If he wastes 2 minutes and dies, that's a hard win. Which is
That's what I think the biggest issue with a lot of people's thought process on roaming.
Yeah.
For me, a great roam doesn't get 3 kills. It kills 3 minutes because you just continue being the thorn in the side of the attackers and just stopping them wherever they go, and your presence just needs to be felt and slow down as much time as possible.
Yeah, and depending on what 3 operators he takes off the board, it's probably a win. Like if he goes 1 for 1 and like he trades in 30 seconds and it's like
Yeah,
he's like not, and like let's say he takes off in this case, so like let's say the Caviar only takes off like the Kappa Tower or something, or the Blackbeard. It's like, okay, well, you don't really waste that much time. Like, yeah, you traded with the Blackbeard, but Blackbeard doesn't really have a whole lot of utility anyway. So like a 4v4 is not exactly going to matter. So, but like if, let's say he took off like the Thermite and the Thermite hadn't gotten the wall open, that's a huge win. It's a huge 1 for 1. I don't care if you only burned 30 seconds, you took off their only hard breacher. So it's a lot of give and take and kind of understanding what the positive, like what the priorities are you have as the roamer in the scenario. So in this case, we're going to see Heathens by the bottom floor. He's going to try to...
Cav.
You just
Cab.
okay, Debs. Okay, so
Cab.
Debs. Yeah, Heathen's role at this point is going to be try to catch someone when they're not paying attention. Catch someone with their pants down, basically, is Heathen's role. He's not at Vigil, so he has to kind of play if he has the opportunity and he knows he's safe, or if he's just like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna go for it anyway. He can try to get an interrogation off and get that that their wall hacks.
Yes. Having I think it's only for about 15 seconds.
Not even
As an
that long. I
attacker,
think
it
it's like
feels
10.
like a year that
It's
you
like
are
10.
fully pinged. There's an icon above your head. Everybody knows where everybody is on the side.
Yeah.
It's very hard to attack when defenders have all the intel in the world. And when you're attacking a strong site such as the 3rd floor of Cafe, if you are to get interrogated, it's going to just kill your all momentum that you might have gone. You're going to have to relinquish all the map control you worked so hard for and fall back to really safe locations. However, the Cav is still all the way downstairs, patiently waiting for any sort of flank. He hasn't been droned out as Heathens is just continuing to rotate up towards possibly Brown. Actually scratch that. He's going to go over towards Red on quite an aggressive play. Over Ionic on the Nomad could be a hard counter to Heathen's plot as he has made his way all the way over onto Kitchen. Ionic is trying to help clear down the second floor and continuing to take more and more map control. He has walked right past Rip02 as neither of these operators seem to know of the exact location of the others. Rip02 actually might have a little bit of a sight here as Ionic's going to get a knife kill onto Fairfee and seems to know that there's a player behind. Actually, no, Sabe. But there's going to be more and more shots here, continuing to blast out, and the Valkyrie's going to win at the hands of that beautiful Gold Desert Eagle, looking like GoldenEye 007. But Heathens is going to start his flank as he knows that there's still one player over towards this top red stairs, and the Nomad was not able to get any air jabs out, as now there's a Claymore here, and the Caviar is going to start blasting out at the other Brazilian, and will manage to down the Blackbeard, but will finish off his kill because he knows the rest of the players are safely locked up inside of the piano bar area. Insomnia is here, as well as Capital is taking a whole lot of damage. More bullets are coming out at the hands of this Caviera, who's being an absolute menace, and Heathen down below. Monty's going to take out a player all the way across with the Echo, but will get refragged out by Mamort, who only has a sliver of HP left. Impact Grenade is going to take out the Claymore, and the last player will get flanked at the hands of Heathens, and Arbor eSports is coming out to a really strong 4-0 start.
Yeah, that looked really scary right off the bat, because it looked like not only was your attacker going to get picked, then the attacker won a gunfight they shouldn't have, almost won the second one. That looked like it was going to be a really big favor on the side of Sentinel, but then a really good time, really well-timed flank coming from the Cav. Her silenced pistol, meaning Capital didn't notice he was getting shot right away. I think he hit a single shot, which probably saved him. Because I think if the Capital gets hit once, he immediately spins and says, guys, there's a guy there. Nope, Blackbeard kind of walks up, and then next thing you know, he's getting shot in the side from Caviera. And originally the guy that was going to win all your gunfights is now just taken off the board by getting shot in the back. So
yeah, that was a good round because he was able to stay alive all the way till the very end and get a very powerful flank. Still had the impact nade in the back pocket that took out the Claymore because of Nomad's inability to get down the nice air jab on red stairs. That left Sentinel open to that Caviera's menacing flank.
Yeah, and back to kitchen service or service cooking. It won the first time. It was, if I remember correctly, yeah, it was pretty heavily bottom floor. Furphy and 0-2 playing the second war pretty well as well. And then obviously the key kill, or I guess in this case down, being onto the sledge, getting them down, wasting 20-30 seconds of deciding the attackers, and kind of forcing them to spend extra time that they probably didn't have, or basically didn't have, in order to get that player back up to get the wall open and kind of make a push. So if that doesn't happen, the round probably plays out completely differently as well. So we'll see. Kind of a split attack, 3-2. Looks like they probably are going to try to push for some white control, maybe take second or third floor, and then work their way down, try to take control of this hatch, and get in freezer and plant kind of defaulting onto the B-bomb site. Defenders are playing moderately spread out. One on third floor, one on second floor, two on first floor. Their own right, they're spread out. Mamort kind of just walking in. The Drenned Out Bakery said, okay, it's clear. Bandit is there on the wall, ready to trick. I think we'll need to see like where Insomnia ends up and where Mamort ends up, because it's possible they can push Me Love Pie off of the wall. But it seems the way they're set up, it's not going to be a complete possibility unless Mamort kind of gets up red and they're able to take control of the second floor, which they don't exactly have control over.
Yeah, right now there's not really a crossfire on this window, actually, as Heathens will rotate on. I was going to say that they could just push prep and possibly catch Love Pie off guard. However, Heathens has read into that situation that there's going to be a primary bakery take and has rotated over into the A-bomb site to help out his boy Me Love Pie. But now Insomnia is going to be going upstairs, trying to take control of Train and utilize the buckshot of his skeleton key shotgun to open up these lines of sights and push this bandit off of his bandit tricking position he has taken on this bakery wall. Heathens is also down below and does have the nitro cell in his pocket. If he correctly reads the movement of this buck, it could be a complete disaster for him. But with a minute and 20 still left on the board, Ionic is now going to be trying to find 0-2's location over here, but he's already dropped pillars and is regained over with Fairfie on the Jaeger over towards second site. They continue to just kill time and are holding angles on any rotations that these players that have gone for a full top-down roam clear have gone through. There's some more utility getting taken out as Devo takes out the second bout cam over towards bottom white and is holding this brown stairs rotate that 0-2 most likely will try to utilize, as well as Fairfie is continuously holding down this white hallway. The bandit trick is going to be successful as Love Pie actually, no, he does not get it. So unlucky. Oh.
And immediately a second kill coming out from Amor, and over on the other side, he finds the guy behind the bar. Vox gonna lose the gunfight to Twitch, and it's all up to Furphy, who's on the second floor. That bandit trick, I was surprised I didn't land. I think he was just like
I thought he got it.
Half or a tenth of a second behind. I didn't like where the thermite placed it because he put it right in the middle of the wall. Good kill coming out of Furphy. We'll see if he's able to get the second. There is a second right there. But the clock is on the side of the attackers. He doesn't have to peek this. And I don't think... Oh! So he's going for a different angle. He's like, alright, I'm not going to peek. I'm going to take a different fight. Okay, now they know where he's at. They spotted him. Capital. I'm going to hide, going to re-peek up and get the second kill. Yeah, that was a combination of well-timed, a failed bandit trick, and just finding what they needed to win the round. They spent a lot of time looking for a pick on the second and third floors. They found nothing, and then all at the same time, they get the wall. They find a pick, and then up 3v5, they're able to collapse onto the site, find another pick. I think they trade out too to find a thing. It's a 2v1. Twitch.
I think it ended up being a 3v1. I think it was a 4v1 at the end.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know, but as soon as the bandit went off, as soon as the bandit was dead, they really found their opening in the armor. They chinked away a little bit of the iron wall that Arbor eSports had put up, and as soon as that was open, they just blasted straight through. And took advantage of the opportunity that they were given, and that translated directly into a 1-round for Sentinel, and that does end the, I believe, 7-win streak of it was 8. Shoot.
Yeah. So 4.
That's
so
a whole lot of momentum.
They won the 4 attacking rounds on Clubhouse, and then they just won 4 in a row defensive rounds.
Well, it was 3-3 at half. I don't know who won the last round of Clubhouse.
Sentinels won the last 2. Sentinels won the last 2.
Yeah.
It was Arbor, Sentinel, Arbor, Arbor, Sentinel, Sentinel. So Sentinel was on a 2-round winning streak on their defense. Arbor then won all 4 of their defenses, winning the map, and then they won just now 4 defenses in a row again. So they had a nice 8-round winning streak. Yeah, there was a 5-minute break in between, but it's still relatively easy, especially when you stay on the same side, to kind of carry that momentum over between rounds.
Yeah, and on traditionally defensive-sided maps, winning 4 defenses is not out of the question here. And if Sentinel is able to be successful on their attack once again, you can get to that 4-2 scoreline that they're most likely gunning for to try to at least get a tie out of this map. But Heathens is going to be aggressively spawn peeking over towards the, not really spawn peeking, but just more aggressively peeking. Unfortunately gets hit with the timing as the Capital swings right as he stops. 0-2 is going to be checking some cams over towards this VIP corridor of bottom white, as well as rotating in between all of this intel, trying to feed out any locations of over-aggressive attackers that might already be inside the building. Some drone work is going to get canceled out as Heathen picks it with the ACOG and denies this intel, as now Insomnia has blasted through the garage door and is pushing over towards bottom white. Rip 0-2 might actually rip a nitro and throw it out and catch these attackers out. But he only downs Azizel.
Does he know?
Probably does not know that there's 5 players out there.
That had the potential. There was so much potential with that C4. I would have lost it if he got a 5-man C4 somehow.
That would have been Hello Jaeger himself right there. That would have been insane.
That
But at the end of the day, he does do a whole lot of damage
Yeah.
to Mamort and Azazel, as Azazel's now about one shot and has been put down but not out, but he did get picked back up. But at this instance, Fairfeet is flanking all these players that really want to push bottom white, as well as Lovepie is rotated over onto this thing. Lovepie is going to pick up Mamort, finishing off a little bit of the work that the Doc did earlier, as Montaigne swings out onto Azazel and takes another player out towards that backside. Another one's going to fall at the hands of 0-2, who's aggressively peeking from the top rope. Gonna jump down on him WWE style. So now Ionic and Devo have pushed over towards this small prep area, or small bakery over towards Brown Stairs, coat check area, and they're gonna have to try to flank these players that are aggressively holding the diffuser over towards bottom white. They do not seem to know that one of the players is over in kitchen, but Devo's, or not kitchen, Christmas, but Devo takes out Love Pie and has pushed the defenders back just a little bit, and Devo's gonna pick up another one and put it to a 2v3. It is still quite possible, but Heathens is gonna use the long angle of the ACOG and take out Ionic, leaving it all up to Devo for this 1v5 clutch, essentially, as he's picked up everybody, as he'll pick up a triple kill at the hands of the F2, with Heathens dropping down. The French on French battle is continuing. It's all left up to Fairfeet and Montaigne, who have to close out this round, but they only have to kill it out. 15 seconds left. Fairfeet's still on full HP at the top of way. He's going to be holding a prone angle, knowing that this F2 Twitch player has to push this area to get the diffuser, and he will not be able to recover that laptop, as Fairfeet finishes out a 5-1 half for Arbor eSports.
I shouldn't have said anything. I should not have said anything. I should not have said anything. Caster's curse slightly. Because I think it was already unlikely it was going to happen, but there's always a potential, so I ruined it. It's okay. You can blame me he can blame me for that one. So yeah, 5-1 defensive half. Not abnormal for Cafe. Cafe's pretty defender sided, and if in this case they got to rerun serve, so they really only had to run one tertiary site, and having won it the first time around, they actually kind of set them up for the ability to run it back again. But I mean, we could very well easily see it. Cafe is a very defensive sided map. Defenses are usually, air quotes, usually easier to coordinate than attacks. So we very easily could just see some really good, like, initial basic but strong setups come out of the side of Sentinel. We could very easily see them run it back 5-1 and go pretty even. This is Sentinel's map pick, so typically when you pick it because you're stronger on the defensive side, or because you have a really good attack pattern strategy that works against your opponents. So it's possible. I kind of like what we're seeing right now. We'll see what that has. No shield's kind of interesting. I think if you have a shield in this position, it's a lot better. But maybe I'm wrong. We'll have to see what comes up. Ooh.
Yeah, typically you see a shield over towards that bench pixel corner at the end of the white corridor, right over where the cam is. You usually see a shield there, and you see somebody aggressively just swinging on that protection. Typically either a Doc or a Jaeger just playing out of their mind, taking every gunfight that they so desire. Because if you didn't know, Piano is a linchpin area in this third floor attack. It is the most important room besides sight on this map, and if you're on the defensive side, you do not want to relinquish control of that area for as long as possible. You can continue to corral the attackers around that area, and eventually when they do claim that attack, you can sort of pin them in there, and it can act as a big old kill box if you set it up correctly. But most of the time you're just going to try to hold on to that area, because it does have the ability to breach those two walls in the 90 area, as Heathens is actually going to get a kill from the skylight using that G8A1 of the IQ and taking out the Legion in a very freebie kill fashion. Unfortunately, the timing as the Jaeger rotates in through the that was the Valkyrie, pardon me. The Valkyrie rotated into Freezer. Could have been taken out, as he was quite exposed, but Heathen's timing did not pan out this time, as he's going to continuously peek Skylight, trying to cut as many rotations as possible. Fairface up towards the top of the red stairs, going to start droning out and be blocked out by a mute jammer that he's probably going to have to swing the doorway to get rid of, as now more and more intel is being denied at the side of the Sentinel defense.
Yep, and this is one of the first times we've seen Yana in CEA. So if you didn't know, because it's been quite a bit since we saw the reveal, Mute does stop Yana's... Oh, Insomnia with a great kill, but Mute does stop Yana's holograms. Because, you know, they have to communicate, so if they're muted, can't communicate, can't work. So she kind of walk into the zone, it kind of dissipates and goes on cooldown. So her being able to not be able to use that to kind of get information. So Mute actually pulling double duty. We're gonna see them get the wall. That was completely silent for me. Hopefully that was only a spectator bug. We see the Yana thing go in. We see, oh, she's spot. Okay, so they know someone's in Canada, and they know that there's some bullet holes. And if I can hit the right button, we might actually get some content. Mute not holding a hole, so you're actually holding the angle. Oh, spots Yana. Oh, MP5 doesn't go for the thermite. Is he gonna repeat? Possibly. Nope, Thermite's just gonna go ahead and back up. Mute's just gonna hold that position, not getting too aggressive. Heathens is inside finding the 1-2, finds 2, his third on the round. Mute's getting quite a throwing the C4, gets shot in the air. And Thermite's just gonna walk in, pre-fire the angle, and get the kill. So it's a really good coordinated attack coming out of the side of Arbor. Defense looked good there for a second, but then an initial pick from Skylight. And almost another pick from the Skylight, but realistically it was just like good timing and good pre-firing on different positions. And Arbor's gonna lock up their first attacker-sided win on Cafe.
As well as crush that 6-point threshold. So at this point, there's still a lot of Siege that could be played.
Yep.
But Arbor Esports has secured the partial win. So they're guaranteed to walk out of this best of 2 with at least 2 points. If they're able to win any of these final 5 rounds, they will lock out a full win, as well as we'll probably get one of them in for an interview where we can pick their minds. This is typically my favorite part of the cast, is getting a little bit of extra intel on the backside that we might have missed, or maybe sort of reinforce our ideas that we were able to correctly read what they were doing. But if everybody's going to be flashing the Yana and possibly switching it off, yes, we'll be taking the Polish operator of Zofia with a very high fragging potential, as well as the ability to be a quite good soft breacher if she does have that combination with 2 impacts out of her launcher, as well as 3 breaching charges. And yes, she does have those breaching charges, which could spell disaster if any of these Sentinel defenders do not help to keep control of train. Most of the floor in kitchen is destructible, and we saw a little bit of glimpse in that as Sentinel was attacking. A lot of this floor can just be blasted away, and it makes it very, very, very difficult for any of the defenders downstairs to play in those traditional power positions, stopping entry into site, or else you can just be headshotted straight through the floor in a very, very hard to play position.
And for reference, so anywhere you see this wooden pattern, that's destructible. So none of this, none of this, none of that. Anywhere you see brown is destructible for floor-wise. Which means
the brown lets you see down.
Yeah, that's, okay, we'll take it there. I didn't know you were going with that. I was pleasantly surprised. So yeah, there's still quite a bit on site. Meaning this B site, this back site is actually quite safe for the most part, but there's still a lot of play from above that can happen. I kind of like what they're doing here with the castle. Castle having this ability to block off doorways, barricades, basically making a bulletproof barricade. But we'll have to see what they do with it, because Zofia's on the board. She can destroy those from a distance. For a second there, I thought we had an Ash, but I guess that was previously. We no longer do. Me Love Pie looks like he's trying to go for something on the wall. There are currently bandits there, but Bandit is over bandit tricking on Bakery. So at the moment, actually, there's a Kaid in play. I'm not a smart cookie. I missed that. So that's probably Kaid.
Yeah.
The other one's probably being used on the hatch.
We don't see it a whole lot, but recently, I think a patch or 2 ago, Kaid did get his range of the Electro Claws brought up, and he is able to get the hatch and both walls if the claw is placed correctly, which is definitely a big bump to him. However, he has just done 2 here, as Malove Pie is going to use those vertical angles to take out, and unfortunately, the Kaid's going to take out his own Electro Claws, trying to miss the C4. Very unfortunate, as now the Bandit has gone down, and I think both of the Electro Claws are down at the hand of that botched C4.
it was a little low.
still has all 5 players on the board, and it's a 4v5. And there's about a minute left to be played. The breaching on the backside is going to be going down as Mila Pipe clicks on that X-Cairo launcher, blasting those electric fidget spinners straight through the metal reinforcements of this backside freezer area. But the peeking out of Ionic is going to take out Heathens as the IQ falls off the board at the hands of the castle. And Fairby's going to be looking to try to get more map control here and possibly get a refrag out of that player on the brown bar. The Mort is still safely in sight, but Devo is going to swing out and take out Me Love Pie, but Rip Zero 2 is not going to really care as he takes out Me Mort as Monty picks up another kill of himself and takes out Insomnia, but Devo's going to pick up a second kill for the round at the hands of the headshot here, but Rip Zero 2 is going to refrag that out quite quickly as well. However, Ionic has picked up a double kill for himself, and it's all up to a 1v1 between the two FBI operators here, as the location is not known of the thermite. He catches him off guard, and Rip 02 ices out the round and the game for Arbor eSports.
Yeah, really well played coming out of Arbor. I think kind of expected, at least initially, given you have a team that probably played all together last season, versus a team that's kind of possibly doing it for fun. So kind of expected. I thought they played really well. We just saw what we were expected to see, I think. Kind of unfortunate. No, not trying to bash the other team, but it happens. We're here for fun. We're doing it for charity. So in the end, as long as everybody's enjoying themselves, cool.
Yeah, it was still a really good effort coming out of Sentinel, as they were just sort of a mosh pot team thrown together for fun, and I think they still had some. They were able to string together some rounds and hit some really nice shots. However, at the end of the day, Arbor eSports was the better team, and that they were a little bit more organized as they've played together quite a lot. Mm-hmm. They're a full stack of 5 people, and it's sort of what you expect when you have a really structured and organized team. However, at the end of the day, everybody's out here for fun, fighting for a good cause, and we're going to be trying to get an interview for us in... Hopefully get 02 in here, because he was the top frag of both maps, I believe.
Yeah, we're asking right now, but I think even from the side of Arbor eSports, I think there were a couple holes in the way they were trying to attack. If I remember correctly, they started on attack on Clubhouse, correct?
Yes, they started on attack.
Yeah, so there were a couple times. I'm starting to set this up. There were a couple attacks where they started to get a little bit stagnated, that I think that could have been solved had they been a little bit on the quicker side of it. But in the end, they do come out with a win. So most people, that's all that matters. They got the win, right? Yeah. But
yeah.
So
those 3 points could be quite crucial.
Yeah.
Starting off strong is always a great way to start.
Yeah, especially in, even though it is just for fun, these are kind of, you can kind of carry in this momentum, you can carry this team building, I guess you could call it, into the next season, into fall. There's a lot that can happen over the summer. You could maybe just pull in some new players, maybe just continue grind with the same roster, kind of push, get better as a team, come in way stronger than you were previously. And we are going to be joined by
Pretty good.
So, be the first one to congratulate you. Thank you for putting on quite a show for us, as we got to cast a really great series coming out of both of you guys. Both teams really put in the hard work and put on a show for us here. However, you guys were able to just take out both matches and secure 3 points.
Yes, we did.
So, first off, you guys picked Cafe, correct? Or no, you guys picked Clubhouse.
No, we didn't.
You guys picked Clubhouse, yes. So being able to take off Cafe in kind of a dominating fashion, even though it was your opponent's map pick, was that sort of you guys winning map bans and being more comfortable on the maps that were here? Or was it just sort of almost dumb luck in that instance?
To be honest, we did not want Cafe. At least I didn't. Before a round, I mentioned I'd rather not do Cafe, but the team said so. And it turned out my roam was pretty good, and it was fun to play. Team comms were great. That was really the big part, though. Getting good communication, and was able to just roam around the map pretty well.
Yeah, so I think the sort of play in my head that sticks out the most was, do you remember when you see Ford out the window in dining room over towards White Garage?
Yes.
Did you know that all 5 players were right there?
No.
Yes, all 5 were right there, and you nearly got a 5-man nitro.
Oh, that would have
If
been
you
nice.
like to give perspective, if you had been slightly further to the right and aimed slightly farther to the left, there was a breach in that garage wall. So if you had somehow perfectly arced it just inside the door, you probably could have killed all 5. At least 2 or 3, but probably all 5.
And you
That's
did
quite
down the
unfortunate.
thermite with it. You downed the
You
thermite.
were this close to greatness, but it's unfortunate. It's not expected, and it would have been amazing if it happened. Unfortunately, it did not.
That's unfortunate to hear.
Alrighty, Carpe, do you have any other question? Do you have any questions to pick his head on?
No, I'm bad with questions. This is why I'm not a caster typically. This is why I'm behind the camera. I make everything look good.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I do.
So-
Have one, well, actually, I do have one question. So, a lot of teams like Sentinel, they're probably just some friends who are like, "Yeah, we're gonna play." How are you guys? What is your all's approach to this? Are you guys using it as? Are you gonna try to trial new players that may be coming in? Are you gonna try to maybe continue on with a team that you had, or is it just kind of like prep for fall? Or are you guys just kind of going into relax? Maybe you take a chance here or there, try out some new stuff, etc. What is your all's approach to how to play this summer league?
Being honest, I'm new this year, and I'm freshman, and I tried out like 2 weeks ago,
Incoming?
so I have no idea. Yeah, incoming.
Oh, okay. So so it seems like they're using it to trial new players, or maybe just continue with the team. So I mean, you're looking good so far. So we couldn't tell you were new to the team. It looks like you meshed pretty well so far. So looks like you guys got a bright look, at least initially. So we'll see how you guys do the rest of the summer. And anything else, C-Dubs?
I was just gonna go back to Clubhouse just a little bit. We saw your guys' attacks were very organized on the first side. Getting 3 rounds of attack on Clubhouse is definitely a pretty good feat. So I guess in your comms after that halftime split, were you guys feeling really comfortable going into your defensive sides?
Definitely. Being able to get that jacuzzi wall basically open every round was really confidence boosting, and just being able to honestly control and being able to collapse on site was wonderful in bedroom. Also, being able to take CC and not going back there was nice.
Yeah, definitely all the Maverick play coming out of you was sort of the cause of that downfall on the defense. When you have a really strong Maverick player on Clubhouse, if it's not banned off, really opens up a whole lot of avenues, and you definitely took advantage of that. Alrighty, so I guess we can go ahead and close this out. So this has been the CEA Summer League stream. This is week 1, and I do believe we have another stream tomorrow. So if you guys want to tune in on that, you can see some more action coming in. As Summer League's for fun, it's for charity. Everything's all great and dandy here. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors over at Corsair. If you need any high quality gaming gear, go ahead and go over to Corsair.com and pick yourself up any of their wonderful products, as well as if you want to rep CEA merch. All of our friends over at what'snew.gg have made it possible for us to launch a clothing line. So if you want joggers, you want a dad hat, you want a great mouse pad, or even a wall scroll, you can go over to their website, find the CEA tab, and help to support us in that way. As well as if you need a little bit of extra pep in your step, if you're studying or if you're gaming, What's New or Rogue Energy has a really great caffeine supplement. If you go over onto their website, you can pick that up, as well as at checkout. If you use code CEA, you will get 10% off.
Yeah, and we'll see you all tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or Eastern Daylight Time, right?
Something. It's 9 p.m. Eastern. 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and we'll be seeing Central Michigan University versus Illinois State University Varsity, and I will be brought to you by Seismic Coin and Kaiser.
Yep, so that's definitely going to be a really good. So if you guys want to go ahead and follow the stream and make sure you're stayed up to date with this summer league, this is just the beginning, and everything will just continue to get better and better. So I've been CDAPS, joined by Carpe.
Yep,
and we'd like to wish you a great night.
We'll see you all tomorrow.
Wishing that I could run away with you.
Imprisoned by fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies of me. Will they ever see the light of day, light of day? I don't know where you are, but I will find you. I will find you. So if you're out there, just run until the edge and fall into me and see where this could end. Make our own life and leave this world behind. Can you hear me? Do you feel me? I don't know where you are, but I will find you. I will find you. Wishing that I could run away with you. Imprisoned by fear, just pull me away, pull me away. Secret fantasies of me. Will they ever see the light?